What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to do another review, and it is of the BMW i4 eDrive40. I really love this color on the BMW. It's probably one of my favorite colors on a vehicle, to be honest. But I'm here charging the car. I actually got this car as a loaner because my i8 is in the shop. So they were nice enough to give me a 2023 BMW i4 for the time being until my car gets repaired. I don't know much about this car, to be honest, but this small amount of time that I've had it's really nice. It's really quick. It picks up almost like a Tesla. I'm gonna do some research to see which one is faster. I'm gonna get the exact horsepower and torque and everything, all the details, the specs, and I will get back to you with that info. But I'm just here charging the car. I usually have a extension cord that leads up to the house because the cord is not long enough to get to the house. So I'm just here charging. I got this car at 100% charged, so obviously I gotta return it with the 100% charge, or else I'll be charged. Anyways, yeah, it's about to rain, but I'm gonna get inside and talk about some details. Okay, so this is the handle. As long as you got the key in your pocket, it will unlock. Goes like that. Inside, it's pretty standard for a BMW, but the screen here is really long. It's like it comes all the way from behind the steering wheel and comes all the way out here. So it's kind of cool. It sees they're charging. Sorry, don't want to get demonetized here. It averaged at around 310 miles distance on a full charge. Let's just talk about this space here. So I'm gonna just close this up. There you got your window controls here, and it's pretty spacious. Got some storage space here in the center, and a little bit of more storage space. Got your cup holders. There's a push to start, Sport Comfort, Eco Pro, your switches here, and the gears, drive, neutral, reverse, and this button here to park. Now I'm here in the back seat. Some good space in the back as well. There's air condition controls, and it's really comfortable. It can easily fit 3 people in the back seat. Got some design here on the side skirts. The M to get into the trunk. You can either press this, pull it up, or press on the key. I'll show you the key here. So the key looks like pretty standard BMW key here. Got the wheels. Looks like 19 inches, I believe. Pretty nice and sleek. Let's see how the back opens up. I'm just gonna press the button here. And it just opens up just like that. It came with the cable to charge the car at home, so it's pretty convenient. And it opens up like a hatchback kind of vibe. There, the whole back is up, so there's pretty good amount of space in the back here. Just gonna press this button. and it's gonna close back there. Simple, cool. So like I said, guys, I don't know the specs or the details of this car. So what I'm gonna do is have the Topher do the review for me and for us. It's better to work smarter and not harder. Harder, not hotter.
What?
Better to work smarter. Better to work smarter than harder.
Really, nigga?
Yeah.
Hey guys, today we're driving the 2023 BMW i4 eDrive40. All that means is this is the rear-wheel drive BMW i4. We spent some time earlier last year in the M50, which is the dual-motor, all-wheel drive, fast i4. This one, a little bit more pedestrian, a little bit more normal. A lot cheaper, too. This is only $56,000 starting price. Of course, as tested, this has every conceivable option, so it's priced up to $69,720. But I think getting one of these with some low options, decent price point, under 60 grand, is probably a really good EV buy. This has a range of 301 miles. It has 335 horsepower. Not really much of a frunk at all, just a lot of running gear in there, hidden under plastic. I like this brown leather interior. So, as far as amenities, we get a heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated seats, all accessible within the climate menu. I gotta admit, I am getting used to eDrive 8. This is growing on me as an infotainment system. It's really fast, really responsive. That's probably the nicest thing about it. And it seems to be organized pretty well too. You can get in your menu, settings, and honestly, when you buy this car, you're gonna just set everything up to how you like it, pretty much leave it as is, and then you're gonna be living within your media, your CarPlay, your Android Auto, and you've got these quick access widgets here on the main screen, which can be pretty useful. They can tell you traffic conditions, temperature, vehicle status, stuff like that. You do have a few options where you can change the iconic sounds that this i4 makes. It's tuned by Hans Zimmer, or composed by Hans Zimmer, and we'll listen to those on this drive. You also have the option to have this completely silent as an EV, but I actually think the iconic sounds in this sound pretty good. I think this and the Audi e-trons make the best EV noises. Here's what our reverse camera looks like. We get a nice 360 view, nice forward-facing view. We have a quick access button right down here to see that. And drive modes, Sport, Comfort, Eco, Pro. They all change gauge cluster displays and driving dynamics. You have Eco, Pro, Individual, and Sport Individual, which we have set up with soft dampers, sport steering, and sport drivetrain. That's what I've been driving this most in, but we'll start off in Comfort, see how that feels. And everything else is pretty standard BMW. You've got your iDrive controller down here, lots of physical buttons for everything besides climate control. Rear defrost, front defrost, volume knob, light controls over here, along with a dimmer switch for your brightness at night, which is very nice. 2-seat memory settings, auto up-down windows on all 4 corners, Harman Kardon sound system. Yeah, I like the size of the sunroof. Okay, let's take this for a drive. This is a really easy EV to live with. Very effortless driving experience. You can program the level of regenerative braking you want in Drive, in D, or you can switch it over to B and have full one-pedal driving, full regen off the accelerator pedal. It'll bring you to a complete stop. Ride quality is nice. Steering feels very normal, very much like any other 3 Series, 4 Series would. It almost sounds like a subway tram accelerating away. Acceleration is actually very good at legal speeds. 0 to 60, 0 to 70 happens in no time, and the rest of the time, I think this is kind of about the sweet spot for EV power levels. 335 horsepower, this weighs just shy of 4,700 pounds, 46 and change. I wouldn't really want EVs for the general public to be much quicker than this. You get the immediacy, the responsiveness from this that I think people crave out of an EV. BMW's done a really nice job blending into the power with the tuning here. Off throttle, deceleration is smooth. I actually kind of like the way this drives a little bit better than the M50. The M50 tended to be a bit too aggressive sometimes, and the power was awesome, but it was also kind of overkill. And this base model i4 is so heavy, it actually has pretty decent traction in inclement weather. It was sleeting earlier, and pretty wet, and pretty cold, and this was putting its power down beautifully, even on Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. The brake pedal feels very normal, very natural. If you choose not to one-pedal drive this, let's put us into Sport Individual mode. And we'll merge onto the highway here. Love these screens, very high resolution, beautiful graphics, very nicely designed, and a good amount of information too. You have some configurability. You can choose the content that you want to see in the center of the display, whether it's navigation, a map. It's all kind of minimal, sleek. It looks good. Acceleration on the highway. Let's do a little 60 to 80 run here. I mean, that's quick. Good passing power. It's not blistering like the M50 is, but it's not bad. You get a couple of different assisted driving modes. You can choose between distance control and lane centering. It will also change lanes for you. It's even going to be brave enough to do that. Great, all right. And it seems to change lanes pretty quickly, like we've seen in some other BMWs recently, like the X7. Let's see how it handles. Pavement's drying out. Tires are warming up. Steering feels nice in sport mode. Yeah, tons of grip. One of my main complaints about the M50i i4 was that the traction control and the dual motor all-wheel drive system just didn't quite feel like it was calibrated and finished well enough, or at least to the level that I would expect from BMW. It didn't quite know where to send power. There's no guesswork with this. This is just rear-wheel drive. It's simple. It's straight to the point. It gets the job done. Steering is excellent for a car like this. And you can turn off traction stability control. How cool is that? there's a lot of weight to sling around here, so sometimes it's not the prettiest slide. And it does feel like it tends to cut power just a tad when you get some opposite lock going. So I'm not sure if part of that is weight, part of that is tire, or part of that is traction and stability control. And for winter driving, that actually might be pretty enjoyable. Oh my god. Alright, how does assisted driving work? We can skip 5-mile-an-hour increments. It's keeping us nicely centered between the lines. It will change lanes for us. It will want us to keep our hands on the wheel, but luckily, unlike a lot of other systems like this, it's not torque sensing, it just senses the energy from your hand. And you just have to lightly put your hand on the steering wheel, and it won't bug you. It won't prompt you to put your hand back on the wheel, which is great. It'll stay perfectly centered between the lanes. A little bit of confusion here and there, but for the most part, it does a pretty good job. You can easily change your following distance. Minimum following distance seems to be about average. It could be a little bit closer, but for 70 miles an hour, this is reasonable. Road noise, NVH, pretty decent in this i4. A little bit of sound from these Michelin Pilot Sport 4s, but that's to be expected in cold temperatures. With an all-season or a less aggressive or less performance-oriented tire, this would be a lot quieter on the highway. There we go. It still gets a little bit confused. It almost acts like an open differential in the back, but in the snow, something like this would just be a riot. And you do just have to give it a boot full. Actually, let's sneak in a quick launch control start here. No one behind us. This does put its power down really well from a dig. No wheel spin, no drama, gets the job done. Alright guys, well, how can we sum up some thoughts on the i4 eDrive40? I said at the beginning of the video, I thought that this was kind of the sweet spot in the i4 range, and I think unless if you're going for pure insanity, that is the M50i, at least in a straight line, this is the better buy. It's less expensive. It's arguably a little bit nicer to drive more of the time. I think the steering feels a little bit more natural. It handles a little bit better. It's a bit lighter. And I don't know, it's a very nicely balanced package. It's actually kind of, this just seems like it's about one of my favorite EV sedans on the market. BMW's done a really nice job with this, and I think my favorite thing about it is that it's just a BMW that happens to be electric. And one thing I don't love about the M50 is that BMW is kind of marketing it as this EVM car, and it just isn't. And this is a bit more of an honest proposition, in my mind at least. Let's try a start here, traction control on, and let's show you guys how well it puts the power down. So foot to the floor, flat out, and it just figures it out, hooks up, and you're off. Again, it's wet. It's about 37 degrees Fahrenheit out today. Not ideal conditions for these Pilot Sport 4 tires, but it's doing a pretty good job. Hit one more entrance ramp in this. Brakes feel good. A lot of nice bite. This i4 does a really good job of hiding its weight at below 9/10. I think there's a little bit more of a nimbleness to this rear-wheel drive i4, and it's happy. It's happy to rotate. It turns in well. There's no major understeer. It's a pretty neutral chassis. A ton of grip on these tires too. Once you get them heated up, you get a bit of temperature inside of them. Let's test out this Harman Kardon sound system. So we'll go to CarPlay here, sound system, test track, turn our volume up.
There you have it, guys. Just a quick review that I didn't do much of the BMW i4 eDrive40. So just ending off the video, just something quick, just get a little video in. See, I'm here chilling in the i4 right now. It's still charging, so it looks like it's gonna be done at like 5:30, it says. So yeah, pretty cool car. Pretty cool car. If I was getting an EV car, this probably would be it. Definitely. I'm waiting for my i4 to be done, maybe a couple more days. I picked up this car, was it yesterday? So I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be done in the next 2-3 days. And I have a lot to be done. There's some leaking, it needs service. I need 4 new tires. So the bill is probably gonna be probably $5,000. They did an estimate. Actually, it's probably more because my charging port is not working, so they need to do a diagnostic to see what's going on. Honestly, they did an estimate for everything that's probably going to run for $5,000, but they do not know what the exact regarding the charging port, so it could be more. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, ending off the video. Peace out. Catch you in the next one. Like and subscribe for more videos, please. Thank you.